All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to be moving into our third match of this best of three coming up on this climax. Uh, we're following old school rules here. We're actually setting up a blind pick. No bans, no idea what you're laning against. This should be one heck of a showdown. Prowler, any thoughts on this?
Oh, I have one major thought, and that's going to be that we will see Anivia versus Anivia in the middle, Van Hohenheim against Ace. If I'm a betting man, they'll swap it around to work it out.
I want to see this happen. For anyone who doesn't know, Ace is one of the best, if not the best, Nivea players out there. I'm pretty sure Froggen has followed him on Twitter and all those sorts of things, and he's just a great player. He's actually rivaled by our mid laner from the previous two games on Team Sig for that best Anivia spot. It should be a great match down. Looking into our picks right off the bat, we've got some Pyke, we've got some Thresh. We have Van Hohenheim actually opting into the Vigar by the looks of it. He hasn't locked that in quite yet. Oh goodness, I don't even know what to do. And I haven't even made it to the right side yet. We got Italia, one of my personal favorite champions. Braum is making a repeat appearance. That misfortune washed up top laner, which would be interesting. Aesol, Mastery E. I'm losing it over here. take a brawler. I'm out of breath here.
Vigar
And the
locked in by
first
Van Hohenheim. Oh,
Yeah.
that's such a sad day. I was expecting the Anivia, and it looks like neither player's opting for it in their ultimate chance to do it.
Arcane
Unreal.
Soda, take it on the next one. Next lock-in was Kaisa. Thoughts on that?
Well, Clagstrong is one of the few Kaisa players we do have in the LCUS, so I'd like to see how proficient he is on Kaisa. I feel like it's going to be a very interesting game, just based on what we're seeing so far.
Oh man, so much stuff is changing. We've got Ace locking in the Azir, showing off his muscles here a little bit, flexing hard on the team. That is a Talia jungle, folks. This is the newest, hottest thing. Talia got gutted and then made in the jungle, and then all of a sudden she's amazing. It's great. We've got that Yasuo. Is it our Yasuo or your Yasuo? Challenger or not? Stay tuned. A Soraka out of our washed up top laner, truly washed up by the looks of it, although he's put on quite a performance for the last two. A Master Yi coming out of Nickelbacker. Oh man, this is going to be something fierce. That is just Team Nickel. Team Sig, on the other hand, we've got a Thresh, a Jarvan, a Misfortune, a Vigar, and a Kaisa. I'm going to let my brain catch up for a moment. Someone else take it away.
This is a Kaisa top, by the way.
Oh.
And and believe it or not, not even the first Kaisa top we've had in the LCUS.
Correct.
RTC pulled it out against a Scion, if I remember right, for White Wolf. Did not go as intended, but Clagstrong is a very impressive Kaisa player. I'm thinking that'll be a fun matchup against whoever's in the top lane, because I can't tell looking at this.
I believe it's going to be the Master Yi.
Master Yi
well,
top.
Yeah.
It could be the
Well, it'd be
Yasuo.
either the Master Yi or the Yasuo. Basically, what do we think is going to go better with the Soraka? I feel like the Yasuo needs. Well,
Guys, it's a mastery. I would not be terribly surprised if that's actually some weird jungle thing. Although I guess Talia's just getting the jungle. Yeah. I don't know, guys. It's a new meta. It's a new world.
I feel like it's going to be Master Yi in the top lane because the Yasuo just his wind wall has two targets in the bottom lane. Why would you not?
Yeah.
Because it's 8.12 and you can do whatever you want in this meta. There's no rime or reason. You just pick something and go.
Are you trying to tell me it's a Zir Soraka bot lane?
They should call patch 8.12. They should call that the American Dream patch, because if you believe hard enough, it works. Like,
If you work hard enough, every champion works in every lane.
That's not true. You can't do 5 ADCs or 5 shielding supports. Those are both nerfed. They took those off the table. Also, no longer can you build Banner of Command. It has been removed because it's either been avoided or abused.
correct. I actually saw a game of I Am Cutie Pie. I was watching this today where there were like 9 banners of command that game. I do want to point out, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves, this is the first time all day that we've actually had a teleport in the game. Is that? Do I have that right?
It might be true. I honestly don't know.
Clagstrong did take teleport last game on
Oh,
the
he did.
Teemo as well.
Okay, fair enough. A top laner running teleport, shocking. but I did actually forget about that. So that's a good call out. We've returned to the Jarvan with Jarvan jungle, so that was a highlight of the game. So that's good to see. And into a Thresh game by our challenger player Sig Lord. Guys, this is going to be great as we load into into these loading screen. We load into the loading screen, guys. I'm very good at this.
All right, let's see who's got the better Anivia skin. Oh wait, neither of our Anivia players chose to play Anivia in one of the few games they'll get the opportunity.
It's me. I'm the one with the best Anivia skin. Ha ha ha.
Okay. Let's change the question. What's your favorite Anivia skin? And don't say Black Frost because everyone says Black Frost.
I'm actually a fan of the Bald Eagle one. Honestly, I know it's not, everyone's favorite, but it's.
I vote for the dark ice one.
Fair enough. You're the only one that's going to say that because I actually that's not my favorite skin. My favorite skin is actually the Carnival skin.
The Hextech one is pretty great.
That one is a fun one. The Carnival skin is pretty fun.
All right, guys, let's talk about skins real quick. What we have are a ton of naked people, and then also a Yasuo on the side of Team Nickelbacker. And
all right, so
it's a project Yasuo.
My analysis is that Team Sig takes this one by a landslide.
Like, it's not even close. The only person that
And
doesn't have a skin is Kai'Sa, who's like the newest one. So.
No, I meant the game, and that's not even a Talia joke. The whole landslide thing, ha ha ha.
Ah, that is very funny.
there's a Project Yasuo. We all know how that ends. So.
Oh, that's right. And it's the only skin of the team. They're doomed.
All right, guys, pack it up. We can go home. It was a good cast today. Sig wins 2-1. Very exciting. Very exciting games. It was a pleasure casting with you guys. I'm going to. Oh, we still have to play this one out, I guess.
Interesting. They are still going to choose to play it. I thought that the FF at 0 would have come through.
Yeah, right. Like, who would have guessed?
That looks like Kai'Sa's AFK, so they could remake.
I guess
It's the wrong team, but they could remake.
I guess if we're gonna play it out, we might as well do a legit analysis here. I do want to point out that surprisingly the gold is dead even at this moment in time. It's 2,500 apiece. That is quite a surprise. Bit of a fight starting out immediately, forcing a flash out of our Emperor himself and cleanse.
now-
Oh goodness.
Team Nickel off to a quick gold lead there.
Yeah.
Really off to the races with that 10 gold on Soraka. If they win this game, it's going to be off of the back of Soraka and her massive gold lead.
Immediately. Certainly not the fact that Azir had to blow both summoners and recall right off the start of the game. But
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of felt like it was a detriment that Vygar started E until you used both of his summoners, and then you're better off for it.
yeah, that's actually okay. So turning off the joking analysis for just a quarter second. Don't worry, I'll bring it right back there, I'm sure. But that is a really interesting start out of the Vygar to start with that E, because that cage event horizon. That's the name of the spell. It is kind of odd because he can't start his farm, he can't start his poke. He buys a little bit of safety in a circumstance like this, but all in all, interesting choice.
Yeah, you're conceding anything in the first two waves to do that, and
Suddenly it
okay,
makes sense. What you do is you have your jungler gank at level 2 like he did the first time. Ooh, flash,
There you go.
but that's a
and
dead
when you
bait.
don't
That's
have
a
flash.
yep. He actually did a pretty good job trying to trade it out in Van Hohenheim, but that was never gonna work so hard.
The other reasoning behind that is you're also opting for a more powerful level 1 invade because you also have a Thresh on your team. So if you stun someone, Thresh gets a free hook on a stunned target, and then you get most likely a very simple kill, or at the very worst, a summoner spell, which in that case they did get 2.
Uh-oh. We have an alpha striking Nickelbacker. Oh no! Oh, it's all over but the crying, and I'll start soon, I promise.
Yeah, Nickel queuing in on a minion, and the end result was that he ended up behind Kaisa, level 1 against Kaisa's level 2, and then dropped the ignite.
Yet another fun cage here for our friend Azir and the matchup versus Van Hohenheim's Veigar. Thus far, I gotta say it's worked out great for Van Hohenheim, which it's
A whole mess of summoners dropped in the bot lane.
ooh, and a blood of some kind. Third blood, yes. Let's see, does he land? I must have missed it, but that's rough for our friend.
Yeah, Evil
Sig
Envy and
flashing
Sig taking
for
advantage
the
of
melee
level 2.
range slap with his hook. Unfortunately, also taking the flash from the Soraka.
That is that is rough, but but don't knock it if it works, right? Like. Meanwhile, how is this Talia doing? Taking a look at things ahead in farm, not too much of a surprise. Talia is a fantastic farmer. She's.
You know what's really fortunate for Team Sig is that they didn't go Zyra Khan bot lane. Of course, it's very easy to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and you have a Talia on your team. And of course, if you don't kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you just throw another rock.
If anyone's watching this in the stream,
All right, guys, this is Arcane Soda signing off.
I was gonna say, can I get a press F for respects, because that's just the death of the stream right there.
Prowler, why don't you cast more? Well,
Funny thing, they won't let me within 200 feet of a cast. Like that's.
they try to keep me off the internet if I'm honest.
I would like to apologize to all 8 of our viewers for the ear bleeding that you had to suffer. That is Prowler puns.
Clegg-Strong sniped out Master Yi with the W. A great showing from Menards Reformed.
Oh, he's just so close to death. Oh no. I missed how much health it was, but it was like 60 health just off of Veigar Harass and Dragon choosing that exact moment to attack Ace.
I don't think I've seen a 4v1 dragon go that way quite.
Like
I've never felt more in danger.
Have you tried fighting Dragon at level 1?
As Warwick a couple times actually, yeah, it doesn't work that early. I gave it my all though.
Yeah, you've got to catch 22 there. You need blue buff to make it happen, but you also get level 2 off of blue buff. So.
Well, not if you don't take a jungle item.
Not that I've ever done that. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, oops, longsword, sorry.
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee. Hey, Kaisa. Oh no, wait, those people on the same team. That's not exciting at all. They're just killing the scuttle.
I will say, so playing with Menards, one of his biggest complaints is that when those banners drop early on, and I think that's finally gone away in this patch, but when MSI was live, the banners come in at about like two minutes or something, and it always freaks you out because it looks like someone's appearing on the screen, so you start running away,
Kaisa
and then you're
forward.
cursing yourself.
Sorry, Kaisa ults forward, just bullying Master Yi out of lane. I feel for our Master Yi player, except for I don't know how I feel about Master Yi. He's another one of those on your team versus against your team, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Master Yi, sometimes he's always in the game. It's the how often they gank when you're a full CC tank.
Exactly.
But there's no kill involved in it for him.
Bit of action going on in bot lane. We've got 2 people trying to do mean things to Soraka, who's incredibly low. Eventually goes down. Yasuo could not protect his support. Gets out okay with
Sig
Ignite.
unfortunately throwing a hook while the wall's still up, so it doesn't end up doing anything.
I watched that
Very
animation and I was
unfortunate.
like, did I miss? What happened?
Got
What was
Aiton
funny is
as-
that he was beyond the wall. It was that his arm went behind him into the wall to throw it through.
Well, he was standing right on the wall. He
He was
was.
standing right on it. Oh,
Yeah. So he was like basically the hitbox of the wall.
That's a feels bad hook.
I have become the hitbox. I think Sigtao, again, just want to stress that he is hands-on the best player here because he is the challenger player, and none of our other players here are challenger. I think what he was doing is he's trying to eat the box to gain its strength. or eat the wall to gain its strength so that he could dodge the wall. He just had to figure it out better. Another game.
Speaking of dodging walls,
Yeah. Ooh, flash forward off of Goon. Does Ace live? Oh my goodness! Baits a double flash out of Jungle and Van Hohenheim.
just not enough damage on the Q yet of Van Hohenheim. Otherwise, that would be a kill. Interesting note is Van Hohenheim has been maxing his Meteor instead. So if he had taken another point in Q, that would have been a kill, actually.
I mean, I'm no Vigar main, but I'm surprised to hear that. I do not understand Van Hohenheim's skill order, but I can't knock the guy because he's terrifying on Vigar. So
Yeah, I play tank Vigar in the top lane occasionally, and obviously Q's the max, but
looks like
I
they're going
am
in
not
bot
on the
lane.
level of Van Hohenheim.
Talia wall coming through as well. Hook is down on cooldown. Evil Envy immediately flashes out. She's going to GTFO, but she doesn't. Talia knocks her back into the thing. Electrocute secures the kill. Yasuo gets one on Thresh. There's already 2 more players down here fighting over this. Looks like both Cataclysm and Event Horizon go down to lock down this Talia. Yasuo has something to say about that. Is he going to secure the kill? Yes, he is. Looks like Van Hohenheim might escape to safety, except for the Emperor has arrived, and Ace would like to get the kill.
The Emperor has arrived. Just wanted to point out that Jarvan and Vigar are practicing their. That's one way to escape right there. Practicing their Inception, doing the box within a box with the Cataclysm and Vigar's wall.
Yeah, I think you want to make a Venn diagram. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's the goal.
And Talia was clearly the answer to both.
Barrier coming out of Van Hohenheim in an effort to escape certain death. Unfortunately, death was certain, so he did not escape.
So going back to the skill ordering of Van Hohenheim, the argument for maxing your Meteor first is it provides better wave clear to get the waves pushing and whatnot, which I understand you may prioritize that against an Azir who's able to constantly keep shoving the wave.
Nickelbacker forced to ult away from the Kai'Sa, and he'll run under tower for a little bit of safety.
I kind of like that interaction. He alpha strikes a minion that's running towards the turret, and then it moves him into safety despite his best efforts. Sorry, Nickel. I feel like I'm gonna get such a crappy review our next game.
At this rate, anything bad said about either Sig or Nickel is gonna get you a bad rap.
I'm already screwed. It's
Option 12 being wholly represented here. Don't worry, Arcane White Wolf will catch some too.
I don't agree with this. I'm being targeted for actions that are not my own.
I'm actually really impressed by Exia. I'm forget how to say his name again sometime. But his Yasuo is insane. He's getting some really clutch walls off. His positioning's great. So is Goonstomp's just jungle sense. That's insane. Showing up at the right time with Cataclysm at all times. There's a fight going on as Vigar barely escapes with his life, but Talia does have a speed up. Flashes forward into the wall while trying to get the wall off. Azir cuts off. Ace is involved.
Van Hohenheim is going to go down here.
There it is. Does Goonstop make it out? I think they're just gonna let Chips pass the night. They don't want to secure that. They want to move on to raising it back ahead.
Yeah, Jarvan there tries to drop the box into Yasuo, but he has a key. For those who missed the pun, Yasuo's line is Hasaki, so...
One of these times I'm actually just gonna leave.
So
figured since you guys were laughing, maybe that joke went over your head.
So you've got that up your sleeve, but you missed the fact that Yorick did Graves. Like, I mean...
Yeah, when you're a Yorick main, you just kind of let all that stuff go by you.
I'd just like to point out that we actually have lost viewers now. From the last set of puns, we were at 8, and now we're at 6. So,
guys, that is a 25% reduction. We are terrible at this.
Of course, Riot enforcing the chat ban against Prowler. You've been chat restricted.
Ooh, big fight happening in bot lane. Interesting that he got flayed mid knockup, but doesn't matter. Yasuo's going to town. Wash of top laner is keeping him way healthy and also silenced and locked down the Thresh. Great play on this 2v2. This is starting to snowball out of control. Turns out that Exia's Yasuo is the challenger Yasuo, not your Yasuo.
Ooh.
Ooh, I missed that. Oh, a Talia wall. That gets ugly quickly.
That was a double wall.
Kai'Sa ends up with the turret, but also dead on the ground, so...
I bet you Kai'Sa's sitting there going #worth though. So Kai'Sa is 3-1. So I mean that is Clockstrong's only death on the character. So certainly putting on a great game versus his Master Yi opponent and trying to convert that pressure elsewhere. Does get the turret, goes down for it. Dragon is taken in response. Ooh, big play. I need to say more words than ooh. It was a misfortune ult over the wall, but there's enough mobility that Team Nickel was able to jump up over and get something out of it. Ooh, don't recall on a ward. That's bad. Except for just kidding, it was bait. Brandana survives.
Unraveled Earth coming out just soon enough for the Jarvan to take all of the damage engaging onto the Talia, thus saving her life.
That was so close from Clockstrong to interrupting and possibly killing Brandana. yeah, Clockstrong's ult is up, so that would have been a dead Talia. Ooh! I scrolled up just in time to see that.
Very close, but he's not out of the water yet.
I think you mean it was barrier close, thanks to Hohenheim's summoner spell keeping him up through that one.
For those of you who missed that master class of mechanics there, what happened was Master Yi ran forward, ignited to interrupt the recalling Van Hohenheim, who barriered and halted the Master Yi to kill him.
So what you're saying, Truffle, is that Master Yi was masturbated?
Yes, the classic barrier bait to a masterful completion. That is lovely. I think we've just about taken that joke to the event horizon. Can you think of any other primordial jokes?
I thought that was a cute play by Vigar.
Okay, on to the actual action, which I'm sure...
I would have asked him, are you serious after that happened?
Okay, I regret opening up that Pandora's box. Except for, I think I was at least supposed to get hope out of Pandora's box. Talia comes in. Wonderful play coming out of the Sigtal Lord to interrupt that Talia mid ult.
Oh no!
But Talia throws Unraveled Earth to prevent Misfortune using the Lantern. Wonderful plays coming out of both Talia and Thresh. And you know what? I feel like I haven't respected Wash Up Top Laner Soraka enough, so I'm just going to throw out Soraka as well. I think some great plays.
That was a terrific play by Sig on Thresh, knocking Talia out of the wall into the Misfortune ult, and it did nothing for the team.
Well, yeah, that's because Talia has that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, they're way ahead.
Are they? No, they're actually behind.
Oh, I meant the...
Talia's way ahead.
Yeah, of the Misfortune and...
Oh yeah, Talia, yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Talia's 5-1. When did this happen? Certainly not when I was casting well, because that hasn't ever happened.
The lead for Team Sig is almost is entirely on Clockstrong right now.
Some emote fans coming out of Clockstrong.
And that is a heck of a lead on Clockstrong too, with that 70 CS advantage.
Let me finally fix that. There it is. Wonderful fun cage coming out of Van Hohenheim. If he had ult, Soraka would be dead. He has ult, but Soraka isn't dead, so never mind.
And Van Hohenheim is not long for this world. I guess you could say his life ended a little short.
Guys, this is
Oh no.
oh, no.
Everyone thought Teemo was cancer. Turns out it's Prowler's puns, spreading as quickly as they can. Checking with our stats team, I'm getting confirmation that Prowler's puns are cancer.
Oh, great hook on the Talia. Defensive wall and Soraka silence bubble of death. Cataclysm comes in.
Three-man Cataclysm, but there's no misfortune to be ulting it.
Brandana's Talia is all about the knockups, all about the secures. That is a 10 Master Yi, but it did force out the ult from Van Hohenheim, which admittedly is full of counterplay. So well done all around. That was pretty vicious. We have a Ace on a Zir farming up Krugs next to an ADC. She sniffed it out. Does she win the fight? Does Evil Envy win? Ooh, that was very close.
Very close.
One auto or so away. Did get the heal out of Evil Envy. All in all, great play both around, but Ace takes the win on that one. All right, guys, we've got 2 Ocean Drakes on the side of team. What team is that? Nickelbacker. There it is. I keep moving where Master Yi is on the scoreboard. They are also 900 goal ahead. What are we feeling on predictions here for the rest of this match, on this exciting match point of this Best of 3?
You got to think that Team Nickel is going to come out with it. The champions that you want to be ahead are ahead. And the ones that aren't, we're looking at Soraka, where, you still have 14, 15 assists now as they pull up another kill into Klagstrong. And Master Yi, who, will just get stronger as the game goes on. You're not worried about a break point there. So, you get these champions who scale so well into the late game until the Azir, Yasuo with huge leads, and those don't go away. Those are going to stick around throughout the remainder of the game.
The argument against that is that for Team Sig here, you've got the Kai'Sa and the Veigar, both which scale very well as the game continues to progress. And I'd just like to point out that Klagstrong has opted for Nash's Tooth second item, as we've got a fight breaking out at Dragon Pit.
Brandana escapes by the skin of Talia's teeth, stuck in the Cataclysm with Goonstomp. He proudly states that I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me, and gets a double kill for the effort.
And Yasuo flashes in place, trying to avoid the event horizon.
The 10-1 says it's the Challenger Yasuo. The flash in place says it's the Yasuo from his solo queue games.
And then also proceeds to walk into the stun wall afterwards. Meanwhile, Klagstrong showing just how strong he is on Kai'Sa right now with a double kill in the mid lane after popping the Rift Herald.
We did say Caster Curse too, right? So as soon as I said that, Team Nickel's looking pretty good, immediately Klagstrong goes and gets 2 kills.
See, the joke, or the secret is, I never said anything, so I'm just going to claim that I always thought it was Team Sig, if they win. Like, that's the goal here. Except for I think I just announced it to the world, didn't I?
Right, wrong.
Anyways, moving on. Let's see. We've got a 2,500 gold lead. So that suddenly changed in the favor of Team Nickelbacker, despite the Rift Herald, which looked secure. Objective for 2. Oh, big fight coming out. Ace flashes forward into a flay that was masterful out of Sig. Knock up out of Exia. Let's see. That's a 2-for-1. Great play all around, but unfortunately the team macro was in the favor of Team Nickelbacker here.
Interesting decision there by Van Hohenheim to flash forward to get the ult off onto Ace. I believe he was in range already, so he
Lots
made
of ults
may have
coming
just
down. Holy cow! Sorry, we've got a cleanup crew here coming out of Team Sig. Klagstrong jumps in, gets a double kill on the support and utility coming out of Team Nickel, and then there's a great zoning ult that does a ton of damage from Evil Envy. Really showing off the misfortune here. Great play out of Team Sig.
All right, guys, that's it. Game's over. Evil Envy is the sole winner. Won the free for all.
I did tell Misfortune I would only date her if she was the last person on Earth, and after all other 9 characters died, I think I have to give it up to her.
So going back to the Kai'Sa itemization, interesting decision to opt for Nash's Tooth second on Kai'Sa. even though this patch they just nerfed the AP ratios on her passive, but they lowered the damage, and that is a non-existent goat lady. They lowered the damage per stack on her passive and some other AP scalings, but they increased the AP scaling on her W.
Uh-oh. Flashes out of both. Brandana is stuck in the Cataclysm, tries to ult out, doesn't make it. Second hook connects to kill the Talia, but the first hook to start off that whole fight was missed ever so slightly due to a misfortune. So, all in all, a great play coming out of Team Sig as they take a 2-for-0. This is starting to look serious.
See, that's just Sig saying, don't worry guys, I'll carry you guys. You guys can't finish a kill, so I'll just get it with my hook.
Exactly. He's used to this. It's the burden he wears. Yasuo goes in hard, is going to get a kill on Vygar right as Vygar's ult comes up. He does get it off though. Misfortune channels her ult, doing lots of damage. Bullet time all over. Hook goes forward, forces a flash out of Nickelbacker. Great flash. Watch up top laner trying to get up the heroes, the champions, that's what they're called. Talia's respawned just in the nick of time. Looking for that kill, secures it. They successfully, Team Nickelbacker successfully defends their inhibitor, not turret, the inhibitor.
And I'd like to point out that Kai'Sa wasn't there for any of that fight, and also Exia had very good target prioritization in that fight, eliminating Van Hohenheim before he was able to do anything overpowering for the fight.
Speaking of
Strong showing
overpowering
up
out of
and
Plague
just-
Strong, can he 2-for-1? Let's see. Does Talia have enough damage left in her kit? I'm not sure that. There it is. Well played. The outplay, the no play outplay coming out of Brandana, but I can tell that that was actually 100% calculated.
Very interesting interaction there in the mid lane. Goonstomp ulted onto Ace as Ace ulted Goonstomp out of his own Cataclysm.
Oh, that is very interesting. Holy cow, I was just about to write this off as another 2-for-0, but then suddenly Brandana showed off the power of Talia Jungle. Exia making a timely rotation did contribute somewhat to that, but way to turn it out of Team Nickelbacker, turning it in for a 2-for-1 in their favor. Actually, I
if you
think
want to pop over to the gold for a second, Kai'Sa has a, what is it now, a 6,500 gold lead on Master Yi. And Talia has a 4,000 gold lead on Jarvan.
I'd also like to point out that last game you requested a bloodier game. Well, right now we are at about 2.5 kills per minute.
Make that
so
2.55 as things add up. Kai'Sa jumps in, ults in the middle of the thick of it. Soraka barely makes it out in the skin of her teeth, but Yasuo ends up going down. They thought they could make that, they turned that play, and unfortunately they could turn it, but they couldn't unturn the turn. There's too many turns. Too long, didn't read, didn't listen. Team Sig ends up owning that section of the jungle. Well done. Oh, meanwhile, a Baron fight, let's see, or a Dragon fight, excuse me. Talia secures the Dragon, Ace secures the Vygar Blood.
Van Hohenheim flashing into a 3v1 to try to take Dragon, gets nothing and dies. Not the decision making we're used to seeing out of him, but you know, it's a fun day.
I would hazard a guess he was trying to have
very well placed make it rain from Evil Envy there, preventing Brandana from getting in the pit.
great,
Knocking
great
Talia
Talia
off the
too.
wall.
All in all, I do want to take a second to just shout out all 10 of our players. I've been seeing some great plays across the board. Come high, come low. Come me giving you crap about Yasuo. Come you giving me crap about Yasuo. Lots of challenger Yasuos, despite what I've been joking about this whole time. Looks like Ace. Ooh, Zhonya's DW, but how long is he gonna stay alive here? Forces out a counter Zhonya's out of Van Hohenheim's Vygar. What a set of play, folks. What a set of plays.
Yeah, both mid laners there touched by Midas for a second.
See, that one was okay.
Ace saying, "You just activated my trap card," And Van Hohenheim's just like, your trap card just activated my trap card.
Van Hohenheim saying in response, I'll also zone is. I've been playing
My champion also glows gold.
I raise your counterspell with one counterspell.
Yes. Gain some vision control over here on the Baron out of Team Sig, looking eyes on the prize here. They have been struggling to hold those neutral objectives, but their team is behind. That is to be expected. It's currently 1 Drake to 3, with 2 Ocean Drakes in the favor of Team Nickelbacker. Vision being set up around here on the Baron. Looks like that's where our next activity is going to happen, although this is gym class feeders, so next thing I know, there's going to be a 3v3 fight in bot lane.
And honestly, with so few tanks, are you even worried about the Ocean Drakes?
No. Baron goes down before Team Nickelbacker can react. Great Cataclysm doing a lot of zoning and separating here. Ace goes down before he's able to get his full Emperor combo off, leaving only Brandana left alive on this Talia. They do get 2 kills in exchange for the 4 deaths. Let's see if Brandana can hold off this siege. Talia wall is still up, so that is an option.
Yeah, and a lot of damage is coming down everywhere in that fight. That's also from the scaling power of the two of the carries that are still alive for Team Sig. We've got the Kaisa and the Veigar, which are only going to keep getting stronger.
You know, in my own games, I'm so used to seeing Azir ults just do so well that when you see them fail like that, you almost feel like it's the Emperor's New Groove.
Alex, I feel like we need to like have you sitting there with one of those clocks that you click to keep track of how many you've done, and then you have to like like ration them out. But no, I mean, it is certainly it is certainly great when you're playing Azir and you get in your groove and you're landing all your ults, but sometimes you just get shaken up a little bit, unraveled to earth perhaps.
But did you get stirred?
I do think that this Kaisa is just a huge threat. And in fact, it's probably what happened to Ace 2 team fights ago, because I believe she was stealth. Something that we'll have to keep an eye on is that just because we know where she is, she can stealth. But jumps in, ults in, and immediately eliminates the Yasuo here, who has gone from Challenger Yasuo to like, I don't know, Masters? Diamond? Where are we putting him? Whatever. Suffice to say, having a little bit rougher stretch of it in the middle of the team fights here because he's the one being engaged upon. This Kaisa one-shots Talia. This is starting to look a little bit dicey here. We've got a redemption into Misfortune ult. Emperor's Divide thrown out, but I think this might be the game, folks.
Wow.
It looks like it is going to be
Kaisa
at the end of the game.
Guys, in the war of casters, there can only be one victor. Actually, there's 5 victors because it's a team full of 5 players. But the caster who is victorious is Sigtel Lord, showing up with that Thresh, that Blitzcrank, and I honestly can't remember the other one. Gragas. He had some great games today. All in all, great matches out of all 10 of our players today. We had tons of fun with one of the bloodiest matches that I think I've ever been a part of, much less casted. Let's tune in with the event organizers here and see what's coming up next. But that is our best of 3 here. Thanks for joining
I'd just
us.
like to add on that I feel like Truffle and I deserve some sort of special award, some sort of trophy of our own for putting up with so many quality puns. I'm not gonna judge the quality. I'm just gonna say they are of a quality. Puns thrown at us by our very own Prowler.
Arcane Thunder, I'm going to judge their quality. They were awful, and probably you should be ashamed. You are the stuff of legends.
You know, while I'm partially ashamed, I am getting a correction from our stats team here. You said there were 5 victors in the game. I'm being told there's a 6th. He's a mid lane champion. Wasn't played in any of these games, but there is a 6th victor.
Oh my god. And on that note, folks, on that bombshell, to quote a different show, I want to say thank you for joining us. I have just confirmed that is it for the cast tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the matches, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Is it next? Do we have matches next Sunday?
No, the 24th.
Matches on Sunday the 24th, or our regular play with a little bit more serious vibe to it. Thank you for joining, everyone, and I will hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. If you hated my puns, like and subscribe because I won't be casting any of those games too, so you'll be spared.
Yeah, thumbs up if you never want Prowler to come back. No, I'm kidding.
I'd just like to wish everybody a happy Father's Day, as that is why we are off this coming weekend.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us, and have a great day.